Tewksbury School District, 101 New Ford Mill Road. The property owner is New Ford Mill Road LLC. Following the annual assessment in 2021, an appeal was filed by the school district, and the parties have reached an agreement to settle this matter. So effective January 1st, 2022 for the 2022 Township and County tax year, and effective July 1st, 2022 for the 2022-2023 school tax year, the taxable assessment on the property shall be increased from $1,063,800 to $2,264,180. The property's assessment will remain at $2,264,180 for each subsequent tax year. This settlement will result in a payment, an additional payment to the township of $8,666.74. The stipulation has already been approved by the property owner, so we would just need a motion to approve this settlement.
That's odd. Usually we're the ones paying money back, not getting extra money.
This is one of those rarities these days.
Any questions from board members? Mr. Boraski?
No questions.
Mr. Galloway?
Yeah, just, Mr. Clark, the increase is going to be it's going to be $8,666.74.
That's correct. That is the underpayment that we will get for this year, and then that'll be the increase for each subsequent year.
Well, no, the increase went from $1,063,800 to $2,264,180.
Right,
So-
but I think Mr. Galloway is talking about the payment of...
The amount of money.
The amount of
So,
taxes.
well, yes,
that are being
okay.
paid. Yep.
Yeah, I had the same difficulty reading it. Thank you, Mr. Clark.
Ms. Mullen, any questions?
No.
Mr. Palmer?
I'm good with it.
All right, I'm not asking for public comment because there's no one here, so is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Item 5, consider escrow release requests. Mr. Takita.
Kinjal Enterprises LLC at 91 Makefield Road is requesting release of funds in their escrow account for the intermunicipal liquor license transfer that was approved at the April 18th Board of Supervisors meetings in the amount of $2,082.
That's the only one?
Yes.
All right. Any questions or comments from board members? Mr. Boraski? Ms. Mullen?
No.
Mr. Palmer?
One question. Did they start construction and liquor sales at that location yet?
No idea.
So why are they getting the escrow back if they haven't completed the work?
I think this was just for the legal fees to do the transfer, is that correct?
Yeah, this isn't construction escrow. This is the
Oh, okay.
escrow that they had to post for the liquor license transfer hearing. Since that's been approved, they want that money back.
Very good.
Anything else? No?
That's all.
All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Galloway, can you poll the board?
Jeff Dents.
Yes.
Jeff Brodsky.
Yes.
John Palmer.
Yes.
Aaron Mullen.
Yes.
And I am a yes.
All right, appointments to various boards, councils, committees, and commissions. This is something we've never really had as an agenda item before, but because the law changed recently, that's something why it's now on there as an agenda item, if anyone was curious. But do any board members have anyone they'd like to appoint?
Yes, Mr. Dents, I'd like to appoint Pete Gasser to the Historical Preservation Commission.
Okay, anyone, is there a motion then? That's a motion you made?
Yes, it's a motion.
All right, I'll second that motion. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Anyone else?
And Mr. Palmer, that's for a 5-year term.
Oh, yes. There's one vacancy.
No one else?
No.
All right. Item 7, the minutes from June 20th. Any questions, comments, corrections? Excellent minutes as always, Mrs. Poulin. It's just the three of us. We're here. Maybe you could have watched one.
Excellent minutes.
All right, if that, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll abstain, Mr. Dents.
Okay,
Abstain.
okay. Mr. Boraski and Mr. Galloway both abstained because they were both not at the meeting. That takes us to item number 8, the engineer's report. Mr. Jones, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Dents. You can see for the month of June, our engineer's report shows that we had 2 earth disturbances, 1 land development, and 3 cell tower application permits submitted. The highlights are identified in red, and there's nothing notable for me to point out other than what's written. But I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions for Mr. Jones, Mr. Boraski?
No questions, Mr. Jones. There's more of a comment. Earlier today, I did speak with Mr. Takita about taking a look at Woolston Drive underneath the railroad tunnel. I believe that's township property, or at least state property, but we maintain it. There's been a puddle of water, a puddle of standing water and a pothole for many, many months now. So I was hoping maybe between yourself and Mr. Takita and Mr. Lawson, we can get that addressed before the winter sets in.
Sure thing, we'll take a look at it tomorrow.
Thank you.
Mr. Galloway, anything?
No, thank you.
Ms. Mullen?
No, thank you.
Mr. Palmer?
Yeah, a piggyback question on Mr. Boraski. Even though we maintain that, do we get funds from the state to maintain that?
I believe we have liquid fuels funds that come from the state for all PennDOT roads.
Okay,
So I would imagine that we do, but I'm not sure how the township spends those funds.
sure.
That tunnel is something we've been looking at painting. I think it's owned by Conrail, or whatever company Conrail is now, and it's been nothing but, not pushback, but it's impossible to get a direct answer from anyone to allow us to clean and paint that thing to freshen it up under there. But that's, we didn't give up yet.
Okay.
Anything else for Mr. Jones?
Nope.
All right, item number 9, we have the bill list. $2,145,934.94. Almost 1.5 of that's payroll. Almost 87,000 in workers' comp. Utilities, over 60,000. Payment to New Holland for a Ford Explorer, 35,000. Diesel and unleaded fuel for 30,000. We plastered the baby pool at the Pinewood Pool for 19,000. We sealed the hockey rink for 14,000. They're the highlights. Anyone has any questions or comments on the bill list? Ms. Mullen?
No.
Mr. Palmer?
No.
Mr. Galloway?
No.
Mr. Boraski?
No questions.
All right, is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Galloway, can you poll the board?
Jeff Dents.
Yes.
Jeff Brodsky.
Yes.
John Palmer.
Yes.
Aaron Mullen.
Yes.
I am yes.
All right. That takes us to the executive session.
There's a separate item on the bill.
Oh,
Jones Engineering.
I'm sorry. Yes, Jones Engineering bill. Do I have that list? $214,230.50. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Can you poll the board, Mr. Galloway?
Jeff Dents.
I abstain because of a conflict.
Jeff Brodsky.
Yes.
John Palmer.
Yes.
Aaron Mullen.
Yes.
And I'm a yes.
Okay, I apologize for that. That takes us to item 10, executive session.
The board held an executive session prior to tonight's meeting to discuss personnel matters and potential litigation.
Item 11, we don't have a police report. That takes us to manager comment. We have no manager comment, is that correct?
Correct, no comments.
That takes us to board comment. Mr. Boraski?
Just one thing, Mr. Dents. I did speak to Mr. Takita a little while ago, but I know over the last few months, they've been looking at, and we did get a memo regarding our fire police in the township getting fuel after incidents in the township if they're called out by police or their fire department and they're on standby for multiple hours, directing traffic or closing down a scene. They used to come back and get fuel at the township. They no longer are allowed to do that. However, I think we should talk a little further about how as a township we can compensate them. There's guys are out there for many hours, you know, and they're spending their own fuel as volunteers. I think it was something minor that the township did for them. So whether it's reimbursement or we come up with a creative way, but I think as a board and as supervisors, we should continue to have this conversation over the next couple of days or weeks and be prepared for our next month to act on something to support our volunteer fire police.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
Mr. Galloway?
No comment.
Mr. Palmer?
No comment, but I know you're going to bring up about our job fair coming up on Thursday. Right?
Yes.
Okay. No
Ms.
comment.
Mullen?
No comment.
All right. I'm just going to mention Saturday, or is that this Saturday?
Yes.
What's today's date?
The 18th.
Isn't it?
July 27th.
7th.
Is that
thought it was
correct?
Thursday.
That's the wrong date. I think I have the wrong
Does
date
Matt
here.
have it? I don't know. I thought it was already out there.
I apologize.
July 27th is a Wednesday.
July 23rd. That makes more sense. I'm glad I looked at that. July 23rd, from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m., we will be hosting a job fair. We have more than 36 employers and over 600 jobs available in various industries, including healthcare, education, transportation, financial services, manufacturing, skilled labor, food service, retail sales, and more. Any job seekers that's looking for work should dress professionally, bring several copies of their resume. There's plenty of parking, and that's this Saturday. So, also, you know, the weather is crazy hot right now. I mean, it was so humid today, so please check on your, you know, neighbors, your friends, your family, especially elderly, with this hot, you know, yesterday I lost power at my house for, it was only brief, but I was, you know, a little nervous. So please check on your friends and neighbors, and with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you.